I went down the lottery rabbit hole. It's literally a scam.
Young Jim Nance just catching football. Oh, you see what they do there?
Yeah.
See how they switch that? But the reason you give the ball back, because there's chips in those footballs.
Hey, Segovia, back with another one. Hope everyone out there's having a good day, y'all. We got another good one coming up today, y'all. We got a crazy past 24 hours. Kai Cenat and P. Diddy looking damn near identical. A whole bunch more. Before we get into the video, make sure you guys watch the whole thing through. That helps the channel out more than you can imagine, y'all. So watch it from beginning to end. And with that being said, let's get into the video. Sit back, relax, and here's.
Every one of these groups has some type of evil saint that they pray to. All of them. And that's what people don't talk about.
Talk about it.
Well, we done seen these shrines where they praying to these gods, skeletons, these rituals they do. Like one ritual they do is they take a barrel, fill it up, set it on fire, light it, and then they say these prayers to some demon, and then they take their hand, put it on the barrel, burn themselves till they start bleeding, and then they drip the blood into the barrel. That's part of the ritual. So now, and if they want to survive long, they have to collect souls, basically. You know, we run up on one guy, he got a rosary made out of human teeth. Where did he get the teeth from? Like, I couldn't believe it when I saw it, but I seen it. So it's kind of like all of these guys, and people don't talk about this, that black magic is real, and they all pray to some weird evil entity, bro. And that's a fact.
I went down the lottery rabbit hole. It's literally a scam because who wins all the time? The government.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Yeah.
Every time somebody wins, they get their cut before you even get yours.
Oh, yeah. Taxes, for sure.
But here's the thing, it goes even deeper. So with lottery winners, a lot of them are actually, they have government ties. They're like federal workers, or they have government jobs, or they're part of the government somehow. Even Epstein, he allegedly won the lottery. Did you hear about that?
No.
So get this. This is a crazy story. This is crazy. So get this. He has a house out in New Mexico called Zorro Ranch. Now, not too long ago, 6-7 years ago, there was a lottery winner who won in Oklahoma. And it wasn't a person. It was a trust. Guess what name? Zorro Ranch.
No way.
Now, here's the thing. Now, people are saying, well, Oklahoma's not too far from New Mexico. Maybe it's some type of, just a coincidence. But what was weird is that this trust is the same name as the trust that he had in New York. So you don't think he has more than one trust named Zorro? And he has a place named Zorro Ranch that's close to the same place? So
Weird.
Again, it just gives way. Like, is the lottery a scam? Because it looks like it. I think it's all ran by the government.
Well, yeah. I mean, when are they ever going to give away? They might give away the 20 million, the 5 million here and there, the small ones, right? They might, those are random people that we found out later went broke or whatever. But do we ever hear about these multi-billion-dollar ones that when you're at the gas station, you see the 3 people in front of you buying tickets for this big one that they're promoting on the news, promoting on CNN World News, promoting on those type of news stations, like jackpot's this. Do we ever see those winners? No. And they probably make way more than, $1 billion what the jackpot's actually worth. You know what I mean? And we never see those winners. We see the little 10 million winners, which is a lot, don't get me wrong, but compared to billions, it ain't nothing. So I think it's a big scam. I never play it. I never do, honestly. I never do. I never play the scratchers, none of that. But people do.
What I have learned, if you watch The Switch, if anybody, what's up, chat? Watch The Switch, okay? It's a new movie called The Switch. I need you to watch that, right? Check that out. He says he can switch people out. And he does it right in front of them. And he says, yo, bro, I'll switch your wife out and I'll put another one of your wife inside of her body. And they're walking around and you think that's your wife, and it's not your wife. This is what's going on. It's no longer, like I said, it's no longer spiritual. We figured out how to, turn into spirit and exchange the soul in order to control the vessel. So if I have the vessel and I'm just nothing but spirit, I can ruin your life. That's what everybody has been going through. So they can't recognize it unless you say things like the switch. So when they watch that and they see that there's other people that can identify other than me, it's not just me playing games. It's the truth. We have to be careful with who we watch. You'll be in the car with Paul, man, but you're really in the car with Peter. That's Paul's body. But why is Peter in Paul's body? You know, I've been going through this for a while in order to figure out and identify every soul inside of every vessel.
How do I know Orlando's in Orlando's body right now?
Ah, man, I would be 6 inches taller. Haven't you seen Kanye?
You say that a lot. You say a lot of people are other people.
Well, no, bro. You have to look at the vessel and look at how things work. If you love someone, you should know how they work inside of their own vessel. When they move that spirit to the next vessel, they still do the same thing is all I've been saying to you. Some people actually they love to indulge in things that are beyond the realm of human comprehension. And with $10 million, I can change my face and turn white, black, have six-pack.
Most people will never be able to zoom into the sun this close because it costs about a $40,000 setup with the lenses and fancy camera. This is not AI. This is the sun. Now, some will call it solar flares. All I know is this thing looks like a freaking organism. And if they're lying about the moon landing, if they're lying about space, if they're lying about the nature of our reality,
crazy.
Then you can also imagine we may have been lied to about the sun. This is footage of the sun with a whole bunch of basically sunglasses on the freaking lens of the camera to be able to see it in detail. A ball of gas and fire, I'm not sure. It actually looks like a molecule or some type of organism with a microscope. And I don't think that this is 93 million miles away either. That is almost 100% guaranteed a complete lie. Now, the other thing is, if the Earth has its own consciousness, some people call it Gaia or Mother Earth, it has its own consciousness, microcosm to macrocosm, then would it make sense that the sun is an inanimate object, or that it too is sentient and some form or another living? Because crystals, Nikola Tesla said, are also living. We just don't understand them. I wonder. All I know is a ball of fire, I don't know, maybe it's pure light, perhaps it's a portal. Remember, you got to unlearn all the things you think you learned. Look at this frickin' thing, man. That's the sun.
What, you really think that a 30-something-year-old man with a wife and kids is just now going to go into hiding for the rest of his life? No, it means they were done with that character, and he's now going to be someone else. They're all just characters, and Charlie was most likely never the person who he said he was. Haven't you ever noticed the overwhelming amount of celebrities and famous people who all happen to die young? And what about the amount of celebrities who just look off sometimes, and sometimes they just look like a completely different person? And you're not going to blame it on plastic surgery either, because a lot of them just look like totally different people now. Look at Miley Cyrus a couple years ago, and then look at her now. Look at the Kardashians. Look at their mom. What the fuck is going on with her? Literally look at any celebrity a few years ago, and then look at them now. Totally different person. So if your logic is where would Charlie Kirk even be hiding? He's not. He is someone else now.
This is the reason why Rockstar Games is afraid of the world's best hacker, Ryan Montgomery. Just days ago, Ryan allegedly broke into Rockstar's top secret development cloud. What he found could completely destroy the launch of GTA 6. Buried inside the files was a project called Mirror City, a hidden AI system capable of recreating real locations and real people inside the game. According to Ryan, this system wasn't meant for players, it was designed for testing global surveillance data. He claims Rockstar partnered with a private defense company to secretly train an AI using voice and camera inputs from online sessions. When Ryan uncovered the evidence, he didn't ask for money. He sent Rockstar a single message: "You turned a game into a weapon, fix it or I will." Within hours, Rockstar's internal servers went dark, emails were deleted, and developers were ordered into silence. But Ryan began leaking fragments of encrypted footage online. Footage that looks too real to be just gameplay. Now the entire gaming world is watching the countdown, waiting to see if Rockstar will come clean or if Ryan will expose everything.
If you come to Dubai, stay out of the water. Look at the bubbles, right? That brown is oil. They got too much money, so they just dump the oil in the water because they got too much oil. I've heard 4 people died from these waters. Where do you get the resources to build your own ocean? You know what I call that, bro? It's fuck you rich.
We met a dude named, his name was Ball. His name was Baal. Oh, that's what the man's name. When we met the man, people ask me have I ever met the devil. I'm not going to say I met the devil, but we met somebody. We met one of them. And he made me real uncomfortable, bro.
Was he in human form?
He was a white dude with blonde hair. He had a gray suit. And I always wear a cross. He stared at my cross and was frowning at me. And he made me so uncomfortable. I felt like I was a sheep next to an alligator. And
you think that's what protected you?
I know for a fact, bro. I know for a fact because he made a comment. He says, "What are you doing wearing that in here?" And I'm looking at this dude like, I'm like, bro, I'm lethal with these hands and feet, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not. But with this person, I said, man, I don't know. Like,
you're like, this is a different.
This
level.
is something different. And he made me real uncomfortable, bro. I never felt fear like that. It was not even fear. It was like, yo, this is a different type of predator.
Didn't they do the same thing with Michael Jackson when he wanted to expose the Illuminati? What is the first attack they go after every single time they want to hurt somebody? Call him a pedo. Call him a pedo. All the time. That pulls on people's emotional cords. Why do the kids when they got older, they said that never happened? How come? His sister Janet Jackson was in an interview. I don't know if it was with Whoopi Goldberg or I don't remember where. You can look this up. Janet Jackson, they asked Janet Jackson, who killed your brother? And she has this blank stare in her face. It's like she saw the devil. She wouldn't answer the question. The guy was too powerful, man. When you get that big and you have that much influence and you start speaking out against the Illuminati, yeah, man, you're gonna have some heat come your way.
And he owned the Beatles catalog, right?
He owned the Beatles catalog too, which, by the way, in all fairness, his estate still owns it. His kids gets that.
I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Y'all cannot tell me this nigga don't look exactly like Kai Cenat, bro. Nigga, that's Kai. Diddy.
Fuck daddy. Really, it was no problem because all my black brothers and sisters came together. Like my man tell you first. All the beautiful women out here, we came together just to have a good time.
You're not. Read the bottom. Read the bottom. Read the bottom. That's why. No. What did you tell me? If the world is glorifying it, then you shouldn't be watching it. Because this is what you call a demon is already manifested.
Amen. That's crazy.
Time, and I really thought that there was no way out of the place that I was in whatsoever.
In the world, what country has the most missing children?
Like the nation of origin, or
no? In the country, how many?
America.
You think America has the most?
I don't know. I have no clue.
But if you had to guess, what would you guess?
Mexico.
I would have thought Mexico.
Yeah, Mexico?
Mexico, India. So
Philippines.
United Kingdom, 69,000 kids a year.
Is it per capita?
Are missing, gone. 69,000 in that country. That's crazy. India, huge population. 96 to 100,000 kids are gone. Gone. They don't know where they go. That's what the United States is.
1,530,000
kids.
Are we including
in our country? No,
we're including the migrants.
Reports
right?
of missing children in the United States. It doesn't matter. Migrant 330,000. So you wonder why I'm like all over my kids. Like, so you can't go spend the night there. You gotta stay with dad. Like, remember when we were kids, we were fucking driving on our bike. Can't believe we didn't get kidnapped. There's 6 of us.
There was that crazy homeless guy in Tom's River, though.
1% of the American population. Like that.
That's what it says.
You know, it's so crazy that that's not even a thing. Like nobody even knows that. Like they go missing and like never seen again. And was that a year? Is that a year? Or it's got to be a year. And you don't hear nothing about it.
Okay, you guys, Candace Owens tweets this just a couple days ago stating there is a 9/11 style attack coming the second week of December. and she may be onto something. Now, I found a couple things, starting with this, an ex-user by the name of Tally Hall Album, who predicted Charlie Kirk's assassination. And I quote, "It'd be funny if someone like Charlie Kirk got shot on September 10th, laughing my ass off, and they posted that on September 3rd. How?" Then, 10 days later, they tweet this, Donald Trump, December 14th, in which would be the second week of December. Now, if something were to happen to Donald Trump like this, it would be just as big as 9/11, if not even bigger. Now, it's also to note, I actually saw these tweets myself around that time. Then this account gets deactivated, and now it's reactivated, but now the tweets are gone. Now, Candace is echoing the same warnings as Sarah Adams, a former CIA officer, in which she's been on many podcasts and platforms now, stating that America is completely compromised and this is bound to happen. But it gets even weirder. Okay, you guys remember this sidekick, Brandon Biggs, who predicted Donald Trump's assassination to a T? Yeah, he also predicts a major financial crash.
It'd be a great economy crash. I saw they had a great economy plan, a crash, worse than the Great Depression. And the Lord warned me about this.
Could it be that a 9/11 style event trigger a financial crash? Because that's not out of the question. And nothing's off the table at this point, because we've already seen an Afghan national shoot 2 National Guards, unaliving one who actually had history and worked with the CIA themselves. Did anybody have this on their bingo card yet? Now, she also said, this will age well, so I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But my motto is, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. Make sure you guys get in my Telegram to stay up to date. Also, my YouTube, Maverick Approach. But what do you guys think Candace knows? Let me know below.
You know, that's scary because what they're predicting is waking up all these sleeper cells. And it's not just going to be one event, like say in New York. It's going to be an event in New York, in Chicago, in Phoenix, in LA, in San Diego, in Austin, in Houston, you know, all these big metropolitan areas close to military bases, they say, is going to pop off like, hey, 9 o'clock Eastern in the evening on a Friday night, we go, right? So you just never know, y'all. And you know, and they do predict these things. Like 9/11, they did these shady things. Like they the day before at the World Trade Centers, they had all these, you know, evacuation drills. And you know, we know about, you know, Pearl Harbor. They already knew that it was going to happen, that Japan was planning an attack on the harbor. Like they know these things, and they just don't warn the people. These people, you know, we live in an age of, you know, where they can warn the people, and you know, people are warning it, but people ain't taking it serious until it happens.
So,
Hope
House Democrats released never before seen footage of Epstein Island. I want y'all to take a good look at how the setup is here in this Epstein Island footage. Here's another look of the island. You can take notice of like the blue roofs and, you know, the architecture. Take a good look at it. Now, this is from the movie Blink Twice that came out last year. Yeah. I'ma need a behind the scenes look, cause why does it weirdly match that movie's set design perfectly? Never mind that the movie's plot is literally Channing Tatum being like Epstein and kidnapping women and taking them to an island and then drugging them. But now take into a fact that the set is weirdly similar to the actual island. I mean, I swear they are literally just mocking us in our faces at this point. At this point, I don't even think Zoe Kravitz directed this movie. I think Epstein directed this movie, and he was just trying to get an Oscar this whole time. What a load of scum!
What is going on with all of these celebrities? Why are they all looking different? This is supposed to be Kelly Osbourne. But does that even look like the same person to you? Now, I know you're going to have people out there say, oh, she just got older. Oh, she lost weight. Oh, she dyed her hair. And, you know, all of that could be true. This might be the same individual. But maybe, just maybe, it's not. And again, why are all of these celebrities looking different? Why are all of these celebrities looking like they've lost thousands of pounds. Like, what is really going on? Now, I know I'm not one to speak when it comes to the weight side, still working on that. But still, what is going on here? What really is going on here? Because there is something weird going on anymore when it comes to these celebrities and the way that they are looking. Again, they don't look like the same person at all. And again, I know that when you lose weight, it can make you look different, but does it make you look this different?
NFL, y'all got a lot of explaining to do, especially after tonight. Well. Look at that. Glove just sticks to the ball. I know I got plenty of videos. Pat got plenty of videos. Big Pony, I got plenty of videos. There you go. Grip gloves. Boom. I wish someone would say that super glue. I promise you huffing that shit if you saying that.
A little grip is definitely, helps a little bit, especially when they're new. One hand is amazing, man. Amazing, man.
What do you mean?
It just sticks. It just sticks.
It sticks so often that the NFL is investigating whether these gloves make it too easy.
Yeah, it's all about the one-hand catch now. I mean, the tight end when Philadelphia catches that one in the championship game like that, give it a break. Yeah. We watched Rathman and Rick Jones and a bunch of dudes drop that ball. He just, like this money. It's the glove, right? It stops the ball from rotating. That's something. It's just stop. Yeah, right in there. You can watch it. You can watch it. They stick it up there and stop it. You can watch it. Yeah. It stops it. So instead of a sticker now, they just got that glove as a stop. Ain't no sticker, man. That was the head back there. That's the head. That's back in the day. That's my bad. I call it head. Yeah. They got a whole different technology with the gloves. It's wonderful, but I mean, they all got them, so let's go.
You still don't think OBJ is not great?
Damn. You got a job.
All right, so next.
From the 9, and that's into the first row. Maybe the second. And it's caught.
There he is, young Jim Nance, just catching football. Oh, you see what they do there?
Yeah.
See how they switch that? But the reason you give the ball back, because there's chips in those footballs. Do you know that? And the NFL wants to keep their data to themselves and give you a ball that doesn't have chips.
It's funny, before we started taping, Arian was telling me about how the NFL is rigged and how every year he used to get a script.
Yeah.
Day one of training camp that would get dropped off at his locker. And you would have to, it was like week 1, you'll do this. Week 2, you're going to have a hamstring injury. Week 3, this is going to happen.
Yeah.
Week 4, you're going to get 3 touchdowns. And so then you just have to, did you memorize those before the season started? Or would you go and rehearse the script before every game?
We were really dedicated to it. So it was more so like, that's what practice was about. It was about practicing the script. Like, this is what goes on and this is what we have to do in order to,
And this referee is going to miss this call. Because they hate you and they love the Colts, that sort of thing.
WWF, so it's like, you know, we know what's going to happen, but you still got to put on a show.
Yeah.
What did you think when you got the script in 2016 that said your career was going to fall off a cliff when you stopped believing in God?
That was 2015.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. Like, wrestlers don't come out and say, when they're older, like, it was all fake. It was all a show. None of that was real. Like, has there ever been a wrestler like come out and say that? We all know it. And I mean, when I was young in the 90s watching WCW Monday Night Nitro, right? When I would see Goldberg go 40-0 spearing everybody and their mothers, I thought that was the real deal. As you get older, you kind of, you're kind of like, okay, right? It's not real. But there's no wrestler that's come out and said it, right? Has there been? So, man, like, these football players, like, this is the game. I don't know, y'all. I mean, I think it's rigged. I think a lot of like that. But you would think all these players that are making, minimum contracts, when they get older, they would, kind of expose it. Now they're coaching high school football, or, you know what I mean? They're not like a Michael Irvin that's, all over TV and ESPN still, right? You would think these people that are coaching high school football or that are in the league for 2 years and then they're out sitting on the couch waiting for the phone call to come back would expose it. I don't know, y'all. Maybe there's something in the contract. If you do, I don't know.
All right, so everybody been wanting to know what I saw in the Euphrates River. Euphrates River.
we patrolling on the Euphrates River, and we're in these boats, and we're probably like on the river about 15 or 20 minutes, and a Marine is pointing at something. I'm like, what the fuck is he pointing at? Like, why are you pointing? If I'm pointing at something, I'm shooting it. So, what's the deal, homie? So the guy that's fucking driving the boat, he goes over to like this, I don't even know what the fuck to call it, really. It was like a building on the water that goes underneath the water. It's really weird as hell. But underneath this building, you can see like caverns or like doorways. And while we're going up towards these doorways that we can see really well underneath this water, it's so clear that I can see a whole bunch of shit. And when we get a little bit closer to this, like, this building or this embankment, whatever the fuck you want to call it, we start seeing lights under the water. There's several lights under the water, and people are starting to freak out. Like, what the fuck is this? I'm not saying nothing because I'm stunned. I'm like, man, what is this shit? That's what I'm saying to myself. So one Marine, so freaked out, he starts to shoot at this shit. He's shooting at lights. These lights, there's probably like maybe 5 or 6 lights. They all come together as one and make some type of sound underneath this water and almost flips our fucking boat. But this thing turns into a craft, fucking shoots through the water into one of these caverns. And when we look at where it's going, we see something chained up, and this thing is fucking breathing. I don't know what the fuck it was, but people started shooting the lights out of this thing, and it didn't die, trust me. This thing got mad. So I'm telling the dude that's driving the boat, get us the fuck out of here. This thing almost knocked us off of this fucking thing. It probably was going to drag us down. So he gets us out of there. And when we go back to the base to debrief, they automatically tell us, nah, this ain't happened. We're not writing this down. What we're going to say is that we ran into a school of fish that almost knocked us off this fucking boat. Total bullshit. But that's not the only thing we've seen under there.
I was listening to some older folks saying how you had to be stupid to believe that this was actually real. Even though I agree for the most part, I think it's deeper than just being stupid. I remember being in mass communications class in college and learning how every country brainwashes their citizens. The implication was, we don't do that because we're just so free. There were all these case studies on how China did this, Vietnam, Russia does that. It's everybody else that gets brainwashed through propaganda by their government and media, but us, the U.S. Now, I lived on military bases around the world up until I was about 16. And we genuinely thought that our families were sent there to give and protect the freedoms of those citizens. We were brought up to believe that we were the police of the world until I found out just by opening my eyes and using some empathy, putting myself in somebody else's shoes and saying, you know, it would be weird if I looked outside and I saw Saudi Arabian soldiers walk into a Saudi military base in Seaside, California, O'Fallon, Illinois. The hell are they doing here? Now, for real, what are they doing here? How much propaganda and indoctrination does it take to believe that we go to other nations to help protect their women's rights and the quality of life when you see how they do women here, how they do black people here, and immigrants and poor people in this country? The hell are we doing over there? How much propaganda does it take for millions of grown men and women to look at this event and think that this was real, like it wasn't a stunt? You defended this man's ear growing back and you believe that it grew back better than any ear ever in history. And he never mentions it unless somebody brings it up to him. Now, although I'm not a fan and I never have been, this has been happening way before him. You know how many people have to be in on this? It's a system. And it's so big you can't see it because you're in it. So if you think this is real, stupid maybe, Brainwashed, definitely. This takes years of conditioning, 12 years of pledge allegiance and learning historical lies. It's a little bit more than being stupid. It's propaganda and conditioning.
I strongly believe that the elders that are battling dementia really are in another dimension. I believe that their soul has ascended to another realm, hence the word dimension and dementia. Although their soul has ascended to another realm, their body and vessel is very much still here on earth. And the reason why they keep fading in and out of memory is because their soul and vessel still holds that energetic connection. This is the part where the mind and the body causes confusion, because the soul already knows that it has ascended to another realm. This vessel is still trying to hold attachment. So I very much believe that having dementia is another level of a spiritual awakening. It's another level within spirituality itself. Bye. Oh, fucking way. Oh my God. Alexis. 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 Oh my God!
He claims something that could rewrite everything we know about history, and his videos might actually prove it. In one clip, he's standing in front of a massive wooden structure he says is the real Noah's Ark under construction. Animals climbing the ramp, workers everywhere, and he even points to someone he calls Noah himself. Then his footage jumps to the Titanic during the disaster. Water flooding the decks, people running everywhere, and he films it like he's trapped in the chaos. Another video shows 1,950 seconds, San Francisco, classic cars passing, people moving, like old footage. And he casually walks into a McDonald's and films himself ordering food as if nothing's unusual. But the wildest moment, followers dared him to show Trenza, the hidden country no map confirms, and somehow he uploads multiple clips claiming he's inside it, walking through streets no one recognizes. So the question is this the most convincing trick ever? Or did he actually capture something impossible?
They have...
We all know it's AI, right? I mean, we want to believe, whatever. I'm just saying, but if it is AI, that's the technology we're allowed, right? He's good at AI. He knows how to use it. He's making a lot of money using AI, right? But imagine what they're not giving us, how far ahead in AI they are to what we're allowed to use, because they all say they're 20 years ahead. So it makes you think like maybe this Charlie Kirk thing was, uh, a projector or whatever. Maybe these things that we're seeing on TV, Trump getting shot, it makes you think maybe everything we're seeing on TV with these politics, with these wars, with these things are just all a lie. I mean, how are we going to say we're going to war with somebody like we're enemies with China, but they come to our country? Everything in this room is made in China. Makes you think, y'all. We're just watching the show. All of us are in the Truman Show. It's not just one person, it's everybody. And the powers that be are running the show.
Did the coldest winter ever this year. I'm talking about record-breaking temperatures. They're making it sound like it's some Game of Thrones winter is coming shit. Brace yourselves, because apparently the Northeast is about to look like Narnia. They're making it sound like if Ice Age and The Day After Tomorrow had a baby type of scenario. And you know me, when I hear something like that, I need to go digging like a little raccoon, okay? So what did I find? I found a lot of meteorologists, experts, forecasters, farmers, grandmas, predictive psychic squirrels. Everybody's saying that it's going to be this super, super cold winter. Coldest winter ever. Coldest winter in history. Colder than your ex's heart. I mean, they made it sound like there were going to be like snowbanks as tall as houses. I don't know. Some scientists are trying to explain these polar jet stream anomalies. So what's this all about? Are they joking? Not joking? Joking? Not joking? Some meteorologists are using like these coded words. Expect a significant event? What does that mean? I'm not allowed to tell you that I'm terrified? What? I'm from upstate New York. You guys are all describing our regular winter. So what do you think? Is it going to be Narnia soon? Or is it just, I don't know, welcome to upstate New York winter? May the odds be ever in your favor.
I just can't able to understand this side of Hollywood. Watch this.
Should we talk about the type of pizza? Yeah, like at your house. Like I remember all the food. God, remember when your mom didn't order that pizza that one time, and I was so
You had to walk away. Listen.
Remember?
You were
steaming. Yeah, I had to walk away.
Tell them the story. You want to tell them the story? My mom said for us to call her when we were on the island.
When we get to the island.
Because she's going to order pizza that takes 45 minutes to get
so
back.
by the time we get
so
back.
So we got there, we have hot pizza.
The pizza is there.
So we paddle all the way back, and literally the only thing that's keeping us going That's is pizza.
We're all chanting pizza.
Hot pizza. And also tell me, is this normal? Watch this.
I hate pizza.
You hate pizza?
I know. That's okay. Wow. Just give me a second.
Listen.
You know, to interrupt real quick, like they're booing because they're told to boo. Now, I've never been to one of these late night shows, but I've heard, you know, there's people in the audience, not people in the audience, but people that control the audience, right? They hold up a sign and it'll say cheer or laugh or boo. So they're making the people boo, right?
Babies and puppies too? Babies.
Well, some of them.
And this speech by Kevin Hart is kind of concerning. Watch this.
People were eating the fucking pizza going crazy. Oh my God, I taste the cheeses, Jerry. I taste the cheeses. They brought me my piece of pizza. I took a bite. I couldn't fucking believe it. Best pizza I've ever had in my life.
Bro, I saw lots of videos of Hollywood celebrities are talking about pizza. Like, there's really something that really going on behind all of that thing. Tell me what you all think about that, because for me it's kind of concerning that why all of these celebrities are so much obsessed with pizza, only pizza, no other food, just pizza. And they always try to send some kind of code words in the form of jokes. Don't forget to share if you know what that means, cause TikTok always took down my videos on this topic. I don't know why. So share this video and don't forget to comment your thoughts.
Like, I mean, why even say it? Even if you do mean pizza, they're just talking about a large box of pizza. Even if what we're saying is wrong, just the fact that the people that support you, that are watching you, that are keeping your light bills on, why would you even mix and match that? Like Miss Rachel, I said this before. My son loves watching Miss Rachel, right? You put it on, I don't know what this lady does, but he freaking smiles and, you know, all you got to do is put that on and a big old smile and he's cheering and he's happy, right? But there's one person on there, one person I don't like. And she's part of that group, right? She's part of that group. A lot of people don't, because I went down the Miss Rachel rabbit hole on TikTok just to see what it's about. A lot of it was good, but that one girl, a lot of people agreed. But she has a beanie with the pizza on it. And I'm like, Miss Rachel, it's weird calling her Miss Rachel, should know what that is involved with. Like, why even if you're just a fan of it, of just you pizza's your favorite food, right? Let's just say. But the fact that it's involved with that and the fact that your audience is this age, why even allow that? I know if it was me and my real intentions were just like pizza, right? I got a Pizza Hut emblem back there, right? I love Pizza Hut. I really do like Pizza Hut. But the fact that it's involved with that, I would be the bigger person and not have that up there. You know what I'm saying?
So I'm in the library, but I have a theory, right? Airports and libraries are time machines. They're like portals. Because think about it, when you go to an airport, there's so many different airplanes going different directions. And think about, like, if you, for example, if you take a flight to California and you live in New York, you're going 3 hours back in time. That's time traveling. When you go to the library and you get different books, you can literally travel to different time periods and stuff like that. There's books on history, there's books on all types of stuff, right? So mentally you're traveling to different time periods and locations through different philosophies. So doesn't it make sense that a library is like a time machine. When you go to a library, you're entering a portal for different worlds. When you go to the airport, you're entering a portal for different worlds. Let me know what y'all think. I know it makes sense to me.
So the CIA released a document basically saying how the world is a hologram and people, humans can fucking astral travel and do supernatural shit, right? We've been talking about this on my page for quite a time, but I don't want to sound like a broken record, all right? So what I do want to talk about is how mastering your emotions, mastering your nervous system is a big, important key to mastering this motherfucking simulation. Because when you know how to master your nervous system, you don't necessarily have to feed the beast no more, right? When shit happens, because a lot of shit within this simulation is made for you to react, right? Fear. Spin. It's the design, right? But when you know how to regulate your nervous system, you don't have to react to everything. You don't have to go and buy everything just because it look good. You don't have to like get put in a fearful state just because somebody said it's doomsday, right? You know how to master your own motherfucking nervous system and use that for your growth. Because when you start growing in consciousness, things are going to fall off. All right. People are going to fall off because it's not aligned with who you're becoming. But if you don't realize that that's what's happening, then you're going to backtrack because you didn't know it was going to happen. You thinking this, the world is fucking crazy and shit. And then you fall back into that state again, right? So now on your way up, you have to like realize like, this is what's happening. This is how I need to react, or this is how I need to respond to that, and be ready for those things so you can just shoot past it. You know what I'm saying? And that's how you make a quantum leap.
This is the reason this show was canceled in America. Let's listen them.
Oh my, we have a pandemic. What that means is a Holocaust, a genocidal Holocaust. Men and women will sicken and die, and those who survive will be infertile. Let me tell you a story. In 2003, I had a patient in my drug-free medical practice who was a head of state. And one day she said, you know, it's almost time for the great culling to begin. The what? That's what I said. The what? She said the great culling, C-U-L-L-I-N-G, when you thin the herd. I said, what are you talking about? She said, it's almost time for the useless eaters to be culled. And she said, those are the people who are consuming our non-renewable natural resources. I said, who are the people who make this decision? She said, we, the aristocrats.
This person you talk to, you're bound because you're a physician and there's the relationship that you can't talk. Is this person a member of the Bilderbergs?
She is not Queen Beatrice. She is not the Queen of England. She is not Henry Kissinger. But she certainly presented herself as...
Do you agree with her? Let me know in the comments section.
Okay, we're at Trader Joe's, and I think we're literally, bless you. I think we're literally in the Matrix right now, you guys. I think we're in the Truman Show, because tell me why. I was like, oh, this looks gross, and then I pick it up, and I'm like, what the heck? It's like a plushie, and then I look at the, bro, it's taped. There's nothing in there.
And then we're like, oh,
it's stuffed with something.
Someone was like pondering what it like.
It's stuffed with like tissues. And then this one's empty. And then this, look, this is
We'll steal it or
empty.
what?
The one behind it. Bro, we're in the Truman Show.
This is the worst Taylor Swift video we've ever seen. She's the #1 singer in the world, and we're all wrong about her. Taylor Swift became a global icon a few years ago already, but here's what they don't show you about her career. Watch the progression closely. Here you have Taylor in 2006. Soft country vibe, she's funny, every kid on the planet was singing along with her. Then here's the 2008 Taylor Swift. She sings Love Story, she's innocent, she still makes all the kids happy. Then in 2012, she releases Red and I Knew You Were Trouble. That's when we start entering the broken heart phase. Her lyrics get a bit wild, but still catchy. Here's Taylor Swift in 2014. She releases Blank Space. Her songs talk about drama, scandal, and even here, you can see a streak of darkness settling in. But people love it anyway, because it's Taylor Swift. Then here she is in 2017. You feel anger, vengeance in her tracks. And starting in 2020, everything changes. Her music has something hypnotic about it, almost like she's casting spells on people without them realizing it. The 2022 Taylor Swift goes even deeper into the dark, but whatever she does, people can't stop listening. Finally, here's Taylor Swift in 2025. She releases The Life of a Showgirl, still her darkest album to date. Some lyrics are so raw, I wouldn't even dare share them here. Do you see what's happening here? She started off gently, innocent, but album after album, it grew darker, stranger. Now you tell me what's happening to her.
I mean, it's like she started off sweet and innocent, and who did she attract? Those sweet and innocent young women, right? She attracted those, the good ones, right? She wasn't like a female, like a Nicki Minaj or like the new girls, the sexy reds, those girls, right? That straight off the bat go after the bad girls and whatever. She was like started with the good girls, right? And those same girls that are now following her are those same girls from back then, right? They were good girls, and now they're hearing, you know, dragging them to hell. Now they're hearing all the negative, and that's how they're acting, right? What you listen to and what you watch. Like I was telling my mom the other day, like YouTube is so influential, y'all. YouTube is so influential. If you want to, like I was telling her, if you watch videos of people walking, right? People walking and just talking about their day or talking about whatever you want to talk about, talking about what you like, right? I guarantee you within 2 weeks, you'll be outside on a walk. You watch people fishing, within 2 weeks, you'll be out there fishing, right? YouTube is very influential. But that's the same with music. It's the same with, some people just watch Netflix and they're just zombies, right? That's all they watch. But if you're watching something like that's how I got started on YouTube. Like that's how I got started working out, eating clean. I used to be into plants, indoor plants, fish tanks, right? I just used to watch those videos, and that's how influential these people are, these celebrities to some people.
Have you ever seen quicksand before? Watch this. You see this?
Can you imagine being stuck in that? Slowly sinking in.
That's where you end up.
Madonna on the cross. P. Diddy on the cross. Nas on the cross. The Baby on the cross. Lil Dicky on the cross. Tupac on the cross. Lady Gaga with a nun outfit on that has an upside down cross. Katy Perry acting like she's burning in flames with a demon behind her with a cross on her chest. Lil Uzi Vert and Playboy Cardi performing on stage with the upside down cross in back of them. Kendrick Lamar with the crown of thorns. SNL pretending to give a lap dance to Jesus. Lil Nas X with Satan. Lil Nas X with a Satan shoe where it has the verse Luke 10:18 on it where it talks about Satan falling like lightning. Megan Thee Stallion pretending to be a demon. How did we get to the point where demon time was cool? How did we get so separated from God that we forgot that there was a God? How can human beings get so blemished in their mind that they forget that there's eternity after this life? How can you be so numb? Why do all these people mock Christ? Because in the word of God, it says that the devil is the God of this world. So if the devil is the God of this world, then that means everything in this world is going to lead you away from God. The music that you listen to, the TV that you watch is all getting more.
I mean, a lot of it is they sold their soul. This is what you have to do if you want to perform at the Grammys, if you want to do this, if you want to do that. You have to give, Jesus a lap dance on this late night talk show and be the devil. You know, you want these doors to open up. So who's the people that are telling them what to do? Because I truly believe not. I mean, I'm sure there's some of them, but not all of them go into it with that mindset, right? I think some of them go into it, they want to do right. They want to, motivate people, but they find out that doesn't fly here. You can't bring people up. You got to bring people down. We don't want them up. So if you want to be a millionaire, if you want to be in these circles, if you want to date so and so, if you want all these girls around, this is what you got to do. And they sign on that dotted line, and that's when they sell their soul. But we saw Little Nas X. I don't know what he's up to, but we saw him going crazy in the street and he was locked up. Did he be like, you know what, I'm done with this? I don't know.
Salt might be petrified Nephilim giant meat. Look at that. That looks like beef. Chopped beef. Look. This looks like the inside of someone's body. That looks like flesh. Okay? This is in the Himalayas, or the Himalayan salt mines. They're not exactly in the Himalayan mountains. It's like 180 miles out. Alexander the Great discovered this allegedly in 320 BC. But this looks like someone's body. The inside of someone's body. Packed with all the nutrients and minerals that you need. Bro, in the Bible, it talks about giants. The book of Enoch talks about titans. 400 foot tall giants walking around. And they got petrified. They got turned into stone. And the evidence of these people are all over. Hold on, I'll come back to this. Look at this guy. Frozen in time. Huge titan. Right here. This is one of the most well-preserved titans that are petrified. There's another angle right there. Petrified elephants. Look at that. That's an elephant.
I know that you were talking about your touchdown that was overturned, but even the look on your face when you were watching the replay, just how incredulous it was even watching it secondhand. What are your feelings on that?
I mean, there's nothing to overturn it. I mean, I was out there. I felt it. I mean, hands under the ball, snag it, and I don't understand. I don't obviously understand the catch rule at this point. Jay had one like the exact same thing last year in the corner of the end zone. So they got to figure it out. It's New York can't call in and say that it's not a catch when every other ref out there says it is. I mean that's all it is to it. That's all there is to it.
New York, aka Vegas.
But I mean, it's just crazy. I mean, this whole thing, you can't have somebody call in that's not at the game.
So are you all paying attention? Because TJ Hawkinson was basically telling you what is really going on with this league. Make no mistake about it. All of these leagues, NFL, NBA, MLB, it doesn't matter, are scripted and they are rigged. Wake up.
I mean, think about how unhappy they are. They sacrifice so much to get there, y'all. You have to be grinding, no friends, no, family. And then you get there and you realize, like, oh, this is all a show. It's not as free as it was in high school and fun. I mean, that dude looked miserable giving that interview. Kind of like the astronauts when they so-called landed in on the moon. And then they do their interview, like they worked their whole life to get there, and then when they get there, we're like, "Oh, this isn't even real," right? Damn.
If you had to choose, would you rather know what was going on in Antarctica, the Vatican, or Area 51? Because the rabbit holes of secrets just feel never ending. When I was thinking about the Vatican earlier, I was like, think about the fact that the Bible itself had 80 books in the 1600s. Now we're down to 66, and they removed things like giants, dragons, sirens, Enoch, the Book of Mary Magdalene. All of these different things are hidden from us, and we just don't even know why. Nevertheless, I saw this guy talking about the fact that there were 200 angels that fell from the sky, and around the earth we have 190 craters that have no rock or rubble that were ever found. And then this other person was like, yeah, 10 of them fell into the ocean. Then this lady blew my mind because she was like, what if that's what took the dinosaurs? And why would there be a book about dragons if dragons never existed? And I've gone down so many rabbit holes in the last couple of days that my mind is completely depleted and exhausted, but I'm also super intrigued and I just want to know more. But I feel like I'm just going in circles because every time I uncover a layer, I end up looking into something else that has nothing to do with what I was looking for. And then I'm just stuck because I'm like, I didn't know this either. So what do y'all think about this? Like, if you had to choose, what would you go to first? Okay, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Let me know what other crazy rabbit hole has recently come out that you've been going down under. Share this so that we can keep this discussion going. Like, follow, stay for some more tea. I appreciate y'all support. Bye.
Back to Sedona. There's more questionable art I'm going to show, and why the location of it is even more questionable. Right near this synagogue, you'll see church after church after church after church. You get the point. As well as the international dark sky community, allowing extraordinary stargazing opportunities. Also on this stretch of road, you have Chapel of the Holy Cross. Now that I've established what's all on this road, what I found interesting was this artwork. To me, it looks like a genie lamp in a portal with a flame coming out. So we're all on the same page. Genie comes from jinn. Demons are a type of jinn. Supernatural beings created from smokeless fire. Smokeless fire? Also keep the portal in mind, and how in the other video, I showed the piece of art on the roundabout that appears to have fallen angel symbolism. The Book of Enoch mentions 200 fallen angels, the Watchers, and this looks to be about 200. Worth noting that all of this is near what looks like it used to be a step pyramid, or created to resemble one. This road also takes you right through the center of the New Age, where you can get crystals, tarot readings, and go figure, on Portal Lane. Which brings us back to this. If you've been following me and have seen all the connections that I've shown in Phoenix as well, then you know just as well as I that there's a history they're keeping hidden from us. And a lot of it is revealing itself here in Arizona.
When I see Sedona, I click, I download instantly. I am due for a Sedona trip, y'all. I don't know when I'm going to be able to get out there. It's going to be a while. But when I do, I'll take you guys with me. But anyways, there you have it, y'all. Now, go ahead, hit that like, hit that subscribe. Go ahead, leave me a comment, y'all. Appreciate all the love you guys have been showing. Channel's been growing. We're growing. The goal this next year is to get that 100,000 subscriber plaque, y'all. That's the goal, right? It takes one video. Like, it's seriously, you guys, if you guys were to get into this, it takes one video. One video on my second channel got me monetized. Just one video got over 100,000 views in one video. Of course, it was a copyright, so I never got paid for it. But that one video got me monetized over there, y'all. So all it takes is one. Like, I can go to bed with this one and wake up and have 1 million views. You never know, right? Upload, y'all. Upload. But anyways, y'all, I'm gonna get out of here. Mama Bear took the day off today. She's gonna go to Kohl's with her sister and take the baby. So I'm gonna get out there and hike. I think that's all I'm gonna do. Y'all make me a nice carnivore pizza with that chicken crust. I think dinner, we're gonna get some wings. So it's gonna be a good day today, y'all. Hope everyone out there has a good Friday night. Hope you guys have a good weekend, of course. I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow on the next one. This is Segovia signing out of the Man Cave. I'll see y'all then. Later.